nigga misminded. 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than by 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas would be hard to lie. I leave them scared like when they hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-Trade, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape excited, leave the beat flame. It was Rod, Kane, Coogee, and Chris. Few names like Cool James, Face, Cube, and Rick. That was musically sick, successful and unnatural. I throw they songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove. I chose to take the world over. Look up. What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now Dobbins again on second down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Hold on, set. Ready. Right here, right.
Here's Nix. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. His first pass attempt of the game, Charles, and the pass rush was right there to hit him. But no fear, he delivered an accurate ball. Nice catch.
And you never want to see your quarterback getting hit. But it also sends a message to the rest of the team when he's able to take that shot and still deliver downfield. Show a little toughness, and the team rallies around him. This could really help them on their drive.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll run with a second-round pick from April's draft. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 6.
And now they'll shift things around.
3rd and 3.
Shanahan.
Trying to run for it. Here's Harvey. Well, He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
They'll try it now with Harvey. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Almost set.
Now it's Nix. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Nix to the air. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down all the way inside the KC 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Almost set.
They'll run with Dobbins. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Throwing Nix. This is caught. Touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Yellow.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Rice. It'll go down as a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
Ariza is on to punt here as he gets this one away.
It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Sitting at first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and plant their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
You talk about this Chiefs defense.
Against the pass, they've had some issues. Ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix. They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Under a minute to go, clock running in a back-and-forth first quarter of play.
To throw is Nix.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
And the Broncos 1st down.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
The Broncos at 9-1 on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Nix. And this one's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Ready.
Operating from the gun. Nix. And that will be incomplete.
Normally he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going. It's Nix. He'll try to do it himself. On ill-advised throw back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
These two teams all tied after 1. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On play action, it's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he will have a Chiefs first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. The heck of a move. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 84 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Alex Singleton, a former Canadian League star, in on the stop.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
To throw, it's Mahomes. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Now Mahomes. He'll try and do this himself. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Pacheco. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown from 10 yards out. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Second and 6.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
Down the left sideline. And all the way home for a Broncos score. J.K. Dobbins with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
At the 33-yard line.
Now here's Mahomes. Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 35.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one wasn't universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along, and hope someone would come free.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 33. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. Escapes the defender. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. Well, what a first half he's had running the football. Another terrific run there, and this one finds the end zone.
Well, we know he's a guy who's capable of coming up with big plays in the running game, and his offensive line knows it as well. That keeps them motivated, looking for those extra blocks to give him room to run downfield.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done.
There he goes, left side. Inside the 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. J.K. Dobbins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Lutz will look to add the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21.
That ties the game at 21 apiece. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Chiefs make over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. He'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 21 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 42-yard line. Running left to give to Pacheco. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Credit the tackle to John Franklin Myers.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Open man right side is Rice. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000 is a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
Good call there on first down. And Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
4 yards remain on second down. Ball on the 10.
Yellow. Come back. On the line, right. 43. 43. Right side.
Mahomes now to throw.
Now he's going to step up and run.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Kansas City.
They sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
That flag, that'll push him back 5.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Yellow, yellow.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Isaiah Pacheco
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. So his big first half continues. His 3rd touchdown already. We'll have to keep watch as this game goes along, how much they want to continue to ride him, because he could be on his way to a record-setting performance. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get in the field goal range.
And unable to get downhill there, so take this up to about the 37.
Nick Bolton there on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. They'll go again to Dobbins.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
3rd down and 13.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds, but
165 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Dobbins. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Shorty got that body out of long time, set up, you gon' kill my vibe. Stand on my money, don't know my side. Pick them sides, and you better choose wisely. That's my high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Nick's going to keep this himself.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Dobbins running out of the gun.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Nix. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field.
53-yard attempt.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will stay at a 7-point game. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half.
And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
At their own 16-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
This is 2nd and 8.
Mahomes going to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They're going to look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. Look at the big man rumble. Travis Kelce.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, 81 yards.
And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year. Butker now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a free possession game.
And this throw will be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take over here up near the 40. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. But Nick Bonito not letting him escape there. He was in instant pursuit off the snap and dropped him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Looking to throw. Man open left side is Brown. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll look to throw here. That is caught. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
A handoff now for Pacheco. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Yellow.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
He'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Worthy. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Motion man right is Rice.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And Mahomes will do it himself. Dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Complete on the deep ball.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Second and 10 now, 3rd quarter action in Denver.
Mike 44.
They'll go play action with Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
43-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Now Dobbins again on second down. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 242 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hold on a second.
On play action, here's Nix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that, what a dangerous throw there back across the field, but it's incomplete.
Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
To throw, here's Nix.
And that is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Broncos first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give him a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Hold on a second.
They go back to the ground with Dobbins.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hold on a second.
Dobbins is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
To second and goal.
They'll try to run with Dobbins.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
You can almost feel him thinking as he's running the football, just one more block, anything to get me to the perimeter and around the corner. Couldn't quite get there, ends up getting spilled for a loss.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal.
Hold on a second.
They'll try to run with Dobbins.
And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard brings up 4th and goal.
How about this? They'll change it at the line. They'll go for it. Here's Nix.
A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4, and the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? How do they score here, especially a touchdown? It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver.
First down.
It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Mahomes will do it himself. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 2 big plays in succession, and Kansas City's on the move.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Mahomes will do it himself.
And a loose football.
One of the linebackers has got it.
And to the 43. So down inside the 35 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game. So hold on here, not done in the 4th.
Nice 44. Ready.
Following the fumble recovery, Nix is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Here's 2nd and 10.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
2nd and 10. Now it's Nix. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking,
rush coming, and he's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
They're going for it with Dobbins.
And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. To throw, it's Mahomes. This is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
They try with Pacheco.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Hit and drop behind the line by Dre Greenlaw.
On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Now Mahomes. And he's got it. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator. And they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the 4th quarter. And I don't see them looking back.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
Here we go, first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Throwing Nix. He'll swing this out to Harvey. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 49-yard line.
Nix to the air. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 26.
And the Broncos, first down. 1st and 10.
Now they'll audible to something else. Here's Nix. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Unable to corral him, he fights through. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 12-yard line.
That's another Broncos first down.
They'll run for the first time. It's Tyler the day. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. To throw is Nix. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He'll try to do it himself. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk for the yardage, and running another fourth down, they decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I figure I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too, having the football counts.
You're so litigious. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Again, it's Pacheco.
Down the numbers. There he goes.
Inside the 20.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco.
73 yards.
And the Chiefs have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth.
So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and think, oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. On the ground, it's Harvey to start the drive.
And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
Ready. Pick it up. Get here.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Nick's going to keep this himself.
And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this fourth quarter.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
Here's Pacheco once again.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
And they'll find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
A gain of 22 yards. And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
Attack.
1st and 10 at the 29.
Mahomes going to throw it here.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And they take a knee. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this